From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. It's December in Colorado. Snowflakes are flying and ski resorts are open in the high country. Now, if you're like a lot of skiers and snowboarders, you've been eagerly anticipating that first trip to the mountains this winter. But you may not have put much energy into staying in shape during the off-season. Well, in this episode, In The NoCo is here to help. My guest today specializes in helping people stay in shape for the ski slopes and avoid or recover from injuries. Sherry Ballantyne-Talmadge is a primary care sports medicine doctor with the CU Sports Medicine and Performance Center in Boulder. And she says a little prep work might help prevent some of the injuries she often sees at her clinic.
When you work in practice in Colorado, you get to be pretty good expert at all things in the knee when it comes to skiing. And honestly, I wish I could tell you it was all due to preparation or lack of preparation that you get these injuries, but even the best of us can get a knee injury. So we see all kinds of things in the knee, and it really doesn't necessarily differentiate between a brand new skier versus the seasoned professional.
So it may be a little late in the year for this question, but I want to talk about a few exercises that you recommend doing before ski season. One of them is glute squeezes. Sherry, how do I do a glute squeeze and why does it help?
So this is a great topic, especially at this time of year. We really need to use our gluteal muscles, aka our butt muscles, when we are looking at creating the right mechanics for our lower legs. So a very simple thing that you can do is just literally laying on your stomach and squeezing those glute muscles. You can get more complex with it by trying to squeeze them while you're sitting or squeeze them when you're standing. But just learning where those things are can be a great start to helping you get ready and maintain good strength for ski season.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like a relatively simple exercise to do. You also recommend activities like hiking and bicycling during the off-season. What makes these two activities conducive to good skiing and snowboarding in the winter?
The bottom line is that we want to keep you active and we want you to be doing things that you like to do. So if I have you go do things you don't like to do, more than likely, you're not going to continue them. So skiing is a great activity. It's a whole body activity. We can do it for our entire lives. We have the younglings up there, but we have in Colorado people that are skiing into their 70s and 80s. And so keeping active and working on your cardiorespiratory fitness is something that you can do all year round, but also adding in strength training is also really helpful too. So there's really multiple things to be considering, but staying active year round will help you to be better prepared for your ski season.
How long do I need to do these exercises before I might see the benefits when I'm on my skis or snowboard?
I'm a big fan of doing small things very often. So simple things that we can give you to do like glute squeezes or standing on one leg and trying to raise up your hips and use your glutes like a hip hike. All those things are things you can do throughout the day. A lot of times we'll recommend for people when they are doing exercise or normal exercise to just spend the last 5-10 minutes throwing in a little bit of specific exercises targeting these types of muscles. If we can be intentional about the things that we're doing, and even I'll do things when I'm skiing where we take a break for lunch and then I'll go over and do a couple of these exercises before I start for the afternoon just to wake up my brain-body connection can be really helpful.
Okay, so unlike studying for final exam, you don't want to just start this the day before you're out on the slopes.
No, that's probably not going to give you the best benefit. Do I think that happens a lot? Sure, it does. But can we do things and teach these things early and just incorporate them? That would be something that I would advise.
Let's talk about how nutrition and hydration is a key part of getting ready to ski or snowboard. What types of drinks do you recommend before heading to the mountain, and how do I know if I'm properly hydrated?
These are awesome questions. This is something that we talk about when we live here in Colorado all the time. You know, even for those of us that live in this higher altitude, it's still important to consider our hydration and nutrition, but especially when we bring friends in that don't live at this altitude. Down here in the Boulder area, we live at around a mile high, right? Denver's a mile high city, but we go up to altitudes here in Colorado that are pretty unique. Just going up to Loveland, just going through the tunnel gets you up to 10,000 feet. So for our friends that are coming from different areas in the country who are not used to this kind of altitude, hydration is key. So just like you give someone a water bottle when you pick them up from DIA, you should be chugging the water as well. You're going to help yourself as well as your friends to decrease the risk of altitude sickness. One of the most common things that we'll see when someone has altitude sickness, there are very generic symptoms that any of us could have if we haven't slept well, such as a headache or feeling fatigued.
Right.
Those sometimes are the easiest symptoms to notice, but getting altitude sickness is something that is going to ruin our ski day. And then this is the big thing. When we go up to ski with our friends, a lot of say, hey, let's go have a beer. Let's go have a glass of wine. Well, alcohol actually further dehydrates you and makes it even more difficult for you to stay properly hydrated. So we really want to be aware of our water consumption and even using some electrolytes as well. And really try to make sure if we are going to be drinking alcohol that we're supplementing it with proper hydration. We also like to recommend high protein and high carbohydrate snacks that you can use. So things like dried fruit and nuts, things that you can graze on so that you're getting a little bit of snacks to keep up that sugar would be great.
Okay, so plenty of water, high protein snacks. You mentioned alcohol. I know a lot of resorts are at 9,000 or 10,000 feet in elevation. Is après-ski out of the question then?
It's not out of the question, but we need to use our brains and be a little bit aware of how much we're consuming and just remembering that alcohol is not a substitute for proper hydration.
Sherry, skiing is one of those activities that many people envision doing for their entire lives. What's your best advice for people who want skiing or snowboarding to be a permanent part of their lives?
I love this question because it's such a Colorado question. We are so blessed here in Colorado to have a patient population that really values being active and being outdoors. And we have patients that prepare for the ski season in the late summer and in the fall. So you are exactly right. It's a wonderful sport. I started when I was 4 years old, and it's something that never leaves you. And it's great for your mind, body, spirit, all of those things. As we get older, though, it's inevitable that things creep up on us. I know I've got a lot of different parts of my body that have arthritis in them. So really being conscientious of what your injuries are, don't ignore them. There are so many things that we can do to help people with their ski preparedness and making sure that they're taking care of their bodies so they can really enjoy a wonderful sport.
Sherry Ballantyne-Talmadge is a primary care sports medicine doctor with the CU Sports Medicine and Performance Center in Boulder. 2 more quick tips from Sherry. First, warm up with an easy run before you take on that double black diamond later in the day. And after you wrap up for the day, keep a foam roller in your car so you can use it after you stop skiing. By the way, are you subscribed to the In The NoCo newsletter? It's a great roundup of stories and updates from KUNC News delivered straight to your inbox several times each week. Head to kunc.org and click newsletter to subscribe. That's it today for In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.